go over this because the reason why I saved this was because during the time when I put this in the queue, it was a big discussion going on Twitter, and I kind of wanted to react to it and talk about it. But I think when I did that show, I had thought to myself, it's irrelevant. But uh, but since we just came off the Brett Cooper video, I guess this would be a good segue to kind of show, this is the kind of the mind of the young women, especially if you're black. You know what I'm saying? You saw that chart that she put up. Money is more important to a lot of women nowadays. And this video is going to perfectly encapsulate why America is where it is right now, and especially the black community. Cult Classic K says, what is next on the first date? They're going to talk about how their ex used to hit it too. Cassie, from what I understand, you're straight. So you don't. I'm assuming you don't date women. You know what I'm saying? You never really know nowadays. I'm assuming you don't date women. Yes, that absolutely happens. Like, women do that. They will do it. And me personally, I don't really date. What I do is, and I really encourage other men to do this, I don't really date. I decide to go places, and then I offer somebody to be my plus one. They decide to come, cool. If they don't, I was already headed there anyway. So, yeah. Guys, before we get into it, I just want to say that if you agree with or like any part of my commentary, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. It's becoming very apparent that YouTube is not a fan of the conservative nature in which we speak about movies, video games, pop culture, and politics around here. And so if we can get our engagement right, when we go up to YouTube, we can swipe our race card without having to worry about it declining, okay? Let's get into it.
My disagreement is just basically about
Rest in peace to the Godfather.
the fact that black women shouldn't have to feel obligated to smile to black men. We're holding a lot of trauma. We're holding a lot of problems, mental health issues.
By the way, the context of this show during this time was the disagreement of why women don't smile. And I guess so. What you have to understand is Kevin Samuels was more focused on the black community, but he had a large fan base of a lot of different people from all walks of life. He had people, and I remember watching his stream one time, and he had people from is it North Korea or South Korea? One of them Koreas was sending in super chat saying, "Man, we got the same problem here in North Korea." So Cassie says, I do not date women, so I don't know. For me, a dude must seriously gain my trust before anything serious is considered. Trust is earned, period. Yeah, absolutely. I think, but not just trust, but leadership as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot.
Hold on. How old are you?
24.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I need you to pay attention. I need all black women to pay attention. The world does not owe you understanding.
Can y'all hear that? Hold up. Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Cause I don't think y'all can hear that. Cause I know that shit was mad low.
What's your disagreement?
My disagreement is just basically about the fact that black women shouldn't have to feel obligated to smile to black men. We're holding a lot of trauma. We're holding a lot of problems, mental health issues.
Hold on. How old are you?
24.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I need you to pay attention. I need all black women to pay attention. The world does not owe you understanding or me understanding. If you have all this trauma, go seek professional help.
That was one of the realest things he ever said throughout his entire career on YouTube was the world does not owe you understanding. That shit hit so hard. Like, damn, like, the world don't owe you understanding, bro. You late for work, man. I ran into a flock of deer on the damn road. You fired, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Because the rest of us do not have to suffer you.
Okay, it's easy to tell black
It
women
is.
and black
Do
people
you not
in the
under-
black
whose-
community
no,
to get
whose
help,
responsibility is it to get the help they need?
but it's not available readily to our
That
community
is
that easily.
bullshit.
With the
Whose
wealth gap growing, how many people
whose
can afford?
responsibility is it to get the mental health they need? Who?
It is ultimately
He got her ass stuck.
the responsibility of us to get the mental health that we need. But I'm
You
letting
mean-
you know
you
that
mean the
we are
person
very
in the-
underserved.
You can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this shit up.
So you say we're underserved. You got to tell me that the therapists that already exist are overloaded. We don't go get help, man. We just had a therapist on here before. I talked to psychiatrists, and first of all, you understand who you're talking to. I know hundreds of anyway. What do black people tend to deal with? How do black women tend to deal with their mental health issues? With a licensed clinician or with Jesus?
That is what's pushed to us since
No,
from the age that we are little.
No, ma'am.
That's
I
something
asked.
we
I
grow up
asked who. Let's see. I asked who they see. We're not gonna play. I'm not gonna play the lily pad game. Did they go to a clinician or did they go to the church?
The church most often.
All right, and these are educated. Most of these women are educated, and they've heard about therapy. They make the choice not to go. No different than, I'm gonna switch it up. No different than women understand and hear that being 200 pounds at 5 foot tall is unhealthy. But yet 80% of our women are overweight and 80% of that is obese. They know the truth. They choose
And
to
the
do
narrative-
something else.
The narrative pushed to us most often is that a guy wants a woman with a big ass. He wants, a thick lady.
Accountability is kryptonite.
I will say though, let me say this though. I will defend her on that point, cause niggas be lying. Niggas be lying. That shit gets on my absolute nerve. I gotta hold black men accountable. Black men be lying their ass off, and white men be sitting over there. I know white men be sitting over there like, why these niggas lying? Saying it just like that. Because what I notice is black men love talking about how they love thicker women. But if you put some money in his bank account, you give him his own house, you give him a nice car, all that thick shit is out the window. I don't pay attention to what you niggas say. I pay attention to what you niggas do. And just like this dude on Facebook who always talking about everybody don't want no skinny white chick. It ain't got nothing to do with a skinny white chick. It ain't got nothing to do with no skinny white chick. It can be a skinny black chick, a skinny white chick, a skinny Hispanic chick. The point I'm trying to make is when you niggas are broke, you love talking about how you like a thick woman. You love talking about, I like a fupa. No, you don't. Because the moment you get some money, who you out there with? You on a yacht with some of the skinniest, finest, black, white, Hispanic, German, Japanese. It don't matter. It don't matter. You don't see none of these dudes on no fucking yacht in Miami with no 5'6", 180-pound women. You don't see it. I don't care what they say. All you got to do is look at all the successful black men you know. How many of them with Big Shirley? You don't see it. You don't see it. And I wish they stopped lying. How many of you see them with Big Shirley?
To modern women. Ma'am, you say the traumas? If I accept them, then you got to do something about them. Because what about the traumas that the black man has to deal with? But we still have to get out here and be functioning people in society, contributing. You don't get to walk around and say, have a special victim status.
I'm not saying we should have a special victim status, but our circumstance is different. We are women.
We are
less.
You're 24 years old. Is your circumstance harder or easier than your grandmother and your great grandmother?
Exponentially easier. We have access to information we didn't have.
Exponentially easier, but you're handling it worse. Your grandmother, your great grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black.
Dragon Slayer commentary says, I think you're talking about healthy, thick women, Atreus. I've seen a lot of those on Miami yachts. It depends on, what we considering thick. Frostfang says, I like that, but don't. No successful black man with Lizzo Landwell on board. What are we? So I mean, like, what are we talking about when we say thick? Because that's like I mean, like, what's some examples? What would you call thick? Because I'm talking about I know some women that are thick, but their bodies are tight. This man said Selma Hayek. Man, that she no, that's not what I'm talking about. Before we continue, he said Selma. No, hold on. Let me look at. Let me. No, this ain't what I'm talking about. No, no. No. Oh my lord, mama is fine. This ain't what I'm talking about. This ain't what I'm talking about.
Let me suck them titties, baby. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see these other examples you're talking about. See these other examples. He said Sophia Viagra. Oh, come on. Come on. That's not what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Let me see this other example. Catherine Zeta. I'm talking about Catherine Zeta Jones. I'm sorry. This ain't the thick. This ain't the thick that I'm thinking about. I'm talking about, see, a lot of black men would consider this skinny. When they say thick, this is what they talking about. This is what they talking about. This is what black men are talking about when they say thick. Okay, I'm just keeping it a bit. Who else? Who else am I thinking about? Damn. Somebody give me some examples, man. I know some old Cuban man that like this. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't think of nobody because I like these women don't sit on my brain. You know what I'm saying? No, Lizzo's not. No, Lizzo's not thick. That's not what they're talking about when Lizzo is straight fat. But I'm talking about like when black men say, "Oh, I like my women thick." Like, this is what they be talking about. I'm trying to think. Some. Nah. Let's see. Let me see. Let me give a good example. Like this right here. This is what they talking about. Frostfang says Iggy Azalea. Hell no. I mean, she's thick in a good way, but I'm so pretty much to make it in layman terms. What y'all would consider fat, they would consider thick on some. Ashley Graham. She's thick. I would consider that, but see, that's about the limit for me. Because I feel like she about a couple sandwiches away. But see the issue, the thing you gotta ask yourself is and you have to, this is a grown-up conversation with yourself as a man. When I have children with this woman, Do I anticipate her blowing up? Because I am not a proponent of a man leaving a woman just because she got fat. I'm sorry. She look. Whoo, holy.
Let me suck them titties, babe.
I don't think that I don't like if your woman get fat, like I don't think that that's grounds enough for you to leave. Now, evidently it looked like she delivered children. Maybe this is what she looks like after having the baby. She looks really good though. She looks really good. But that's thick. That's what I deem acceptable. Natasha Nice. Natasha who? Who the fuck is Natasha? Dragonflayer says, I once saw a man in a condominium that went thirsty when they saw a hoe that had the Jabba the Hutt body. Oh, Natasha Nice. Who is that? This is her? Yeah, she is thick. That's a little bit too much for me. It's a little bit too much for me. He said, careful. Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, it's a little bit too much for me. I'm going to go ahead and. That's just like, yeah, see, nah, I can't do that. He said, careful, Google. He said, a man should not leave a woman for getting fat after pregnancy, especially for the child's sake. Yeah, like I don't believe that's grounds for. So you have to make sure that you pick a woman, right, who takes fitness very important, very seriously. That didn't make any sense. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
Black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we're all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, be one with the black man? We even think that
he caught her ass. Let me rewind that back just in case y'all missed it. I know we took a little bit of a break from the video. Watch this one more time.
Exponentially easier, but you're handling it worse. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we're all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, be one with the black man? We even think that being...
Thank you. Clip it, slice it, put it on World Star. She said it, not me. Now that you're independent, you don't need to be with. There you go. There you go. And there you go, black man. There it is. She's finally got one to say it.
Now I understand. Again, like I said, he approaches content from the angle of the black community, which I'm fine with, but we aren't the only ones having this issue. There's a lot of women that feel like this. It's just, the old saying, when white people catch a cold, black people catch the flu. So it's really exacerbated in our community because we can't really afford to have this. Cole Classic K says, but at the same time, a woman should try to accommodate her husband's wants. She should, but we know that she won't. So you know what I'm saying? If your wife end up getting big after y'all had children, don't leave her. But get a little bit of in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear that from me.
Build businesses with us.
Your grandmothers and your great-grandmothers had more trauma and more stress and did it better. They have exponentially less and are handling it worse. But it's because they're free and can do what the hell they want to. They don't need to be with you. So you don't need to feel any guilt for taking care of you, for putting yourself first and making your passion, your purpose, your priority. You don't need to feel guilty because this 24-year-old woman just said it. They don't feel any guilt about it. Thank you. So don't ask black men to care about your traumas when you can't even smile at us.
Oh man, I missed The Godfather. Towards the end, I wasn't really watching his content like that because I had already gotten everything I needed, like everything that I needed to know, like, and so it wasn't like I had learned all I could learn. You know what I'm saying? After a while, that red pill content starts to get old and repetitive, unless they can make it entertaining. And I think that's what's so sad because, towards the end, he was starting to really pivot into doing interviews, interviewing other people and stuff like that. and you know he was really starting to innovate, and then he unfortunately passed away. Now here's the thing: he went out like a gangster. This man literally died in between the legs of some thick Hispanic chick. Like, oh, I can only pray to go out like that. So kudos to him.